Oh, hey there. Welcome back to BCW Hunting. I'm Asa. He is Sawyer. And the people that aren't here today are Hallie and Lane. We will be talking about 15 tips of dove hunting. Can you tell us what gun you use?
I personally use a Remington 870. Interchangeable barrels. I use it for slug gun hunting and just regular dove hunting. Yeah, it's just a regular old 20 gauge pump. What about you?
I use a Remington 870, just third barrel, and I usually shoot, well, here's some of the shells I usually shoot, similar ones. They are Remington game loads. Those work the best for me. They're pretty good. And what loads do you use?
Sometimes it just varies on what I got on me. Sometimes I use the Winchesters, and sometimes I just use the Remington. I really don't care. Whatever it kills, it's dead. What about, let's see here. What else do you want to talk about?
I think we should give them some tips about dove hunting.
Me too. First tip, stay camouflaged. They got good eyes. But catch them. Don't go there but after sunlight too late, or don't go too early. Because if you get caught right whenever they're coming in, they'll see you. But if you get there too late, they'll already be there. So you gotta get there right in the nick of time. Yeah, stay camouflaged whatever environment you're in. You may be in the woods, cornfield, you name it. Just whatever. What about you?
I'm gonna discuss about the best fields to hunt in. Or environment. I like to hunt around grain bins and cow pastures with some cornfields around it and milo. And I usually get like a 5-gallon bucket and just sit in the middle of the field and have like camouflage pants and a t-shirt on with a camo hat and just have a bucket, and sometimes I'll use some decoys. I don't use nothing too special. That's about it.
One other thing is for all the young hunters. I know I'm young personally, but I have a lot of people who are helping me. Don't take shots that you know you're gonna miss. If you take shots that you know you're gonna miss, you're gonna scare them off. Take shots, take a good steady aim, lead them a little bit, drop them in their tracks. So you don't have to run out in the field and, put them out. Most of the time, people hunt with dogs, go retrieve them. But I feel like if you get them in one shot, you don't have to go have the dog go get them, because you can just go use them as decoys, and you can get them after you're done hunting, or so on and so forth. What about you?
See, I see where you're coming from with that, but I'm a younger hunter, and see, we all just get excited and take those shots. Heck, you might get them and you might not.
I remember this year I say that, but during doe season this year, I shot a deer from 250 yards with just a regular slug gun. I dropped it, so sometimes I make bad mistakes, but everybody learns. Another thing is, if you are going to go hunt, always be safe. You may have a younger person or a person that just doesn't know much about hunting. What I like to do if I have a younger person or somebody who doesn't know come with me, I have them train a little bit. I have them click with the safety, make sure it's on and off. I load the gun. And if you do what you want, but I normally give them my gun, and I just use a different gun because I feel like my gun's more usual to the average shooter. But I'm not saying anybody's bad, but some people just want to do crazy stuff. Like, more people play video games than go hunt, so they're always over here rapid fire. Now it's Ace's turn.
I have a question for you. Like, what's your favorite area to be dove hunting at?
Personally, we have a lot of cornfields. We farm a lot of corn. I like to be around the grain bins and the corn. If there's corn, that's not baiting. It's not baiting because it is an active crop. So if you have grain bins around and you hunt in a cornfield, you don't want to point towards the grain bins because that will be illegal. So you hunt towards the field, and that's what I like the most. I kill the most of them out there. Yeah, that's mainly what I hunt out of. If I don't have that option, I normally hunt in just a pasture. What about you?
I like sitting by the grain bins, when they spill crops, like when they're loading in the bins. I like to sit by those, like right next to a cornfield, middle of cornfields, and then like cow pastures where they feed the cows. A lot of times the doves like going flying around there, and by ponds too, because they like sitting in them trees going to get a drink.
Another thing is not everybody's got a shotgun, so they use an air gun. And an air gun, I'm a big air gun hunter. I like hunting. It just gives you a little feel for the rifle if you want. So most of the time I just sit on a grain bin up top and shoot down. But with an air gun, you think, oh yeah, you can just shoot them. But sometimes you don't get them on the first clean shot. So if you are new to hunting and want to get really good with a rifle, start with a pellet gun. Get a heavier load like you would have with a rifle, and make sure you go hunting for small game because it'll help better whenever you go to shoot, so say a deer or a turkey. It helps you just blend in. What about you?
I like using a pellet gun too, but it's way more. It's harder because you can't shoot them when they're flying.
But it's also cheaper. It's cheaper too.
It is definitely cheaper, and that's when decoys come in handy, if you ask me.
Here I have
what
some
kind
of
of
my.
loads you use for your pellet gun?
For my pellet gun, I either use the Daisy Heavy Load Precision Max 177 cal, or I use the Gamo Red Tips. They go about 1,500 feet per second, but there's a PGA load that I use, same thing. Personally,